coming out. Tonight we're going to talk about a very, I guess, underestimated topic, which is unconditional love and what unconditional love means. So a lot of times we tap into love, but when we love with a lot of conditions. There's always something someone wants to have or to receive from love. It's like I give love to receive love. Well, that's a condition put on love. But I want us to think about and understand what unconditional love is. And the first thing we have to do is unconditionally love ourselves. So tonight I want you all to focus on unconditionally loving yourself through forgiveness. So whatever trials, whatever tribulations you've been through, whatever has come into your life, because whether a situation is good or bad, or positive or negative, we attract that to our lives. And when we attract it to our lives, a lot of times when we feel pain or discord, we don't understand, where this is coming from and what we should do about it or how we should handle it. So we either blame ourselves or blame somebody else. So tonight I want you all to think about unconditional love and loving yourself enough to forgive yourself for whatever is coming into your life that is of discord. Because it's really easy for us to unconditionally love ourselves when everything is in harmony, because we're all happy and everything is good. Now, also, unconditional love, through understanding it, we can draw things into our lives. And we want to draw things into our lives through grace. A lot of times we draw things into our lives through pain, because through pain, a lot of times as a human being, we understand pain. We understand that suffering, and we shift quick. If you understand pain and suffering is of the element of fire. Fire transforms and shifts you very fast. So a lot of our lessons are learned in through hardships or through pain. Years ago, when I started on my spiritual path, I started to ask the Creator, the Most High, if I can learn my lessons through grace, because I was tired of getting smacked around. I was like, I've been down and out long enough, and so many times it just doesn't make sense for me to do this anymore. And I've learned these lessons, so now I would like to receive my lessons with grace. And from that day forward, I literally asked for that. And the lessons I started getting were very graceful. And I tell people a story. I think I went for almost 3 years and never had a bad day. So you're looking at almost 1,000 days of no bad days. Matter of fact, over 1,000 days, because that's what, 9, over 1,000 days. So, and it was done just through me asking for things in peace and in grace, and really stopping and looking at things from a different perspective. Because sometimes we see things and we want to blame. And when we blame something, there's a condition with that. So unconditionally loving myself, asking for grace, pull the blame out and understand that I created my reality. So as I created my reality, I understood that whatever I was bringing into my life was for a reason. And I had to understand the reason and receive the lesson in order to make it a blessing. And my lessons became very easy and simple from there. So unconditional love is what we're going to focus on tonight. And unconditional loving yourself is stripping all the conditions away, taking all the judgment of yourself away, forgiving yourself for whatever thoughts you've had or whatever things you've gone through in your life, whatever things you've drawn to yourself. It's just release it. Let's let it go. I'm going to call a special name of God tonight to help us to just release everything, to let go. We'll go through a simple chakra balancing at the beginning of the meditation, and then we'll go through something where we just release, and we're going to go into a space where we can just sit and feel our energy and love ourselves. I want you all to focus on the music. Don't focus so much on the talking. I'm not going to do a whole lot of it. I'm going to guide us into a space that's very peaceful, and I'm going to let Tasha play the singing bowls and use the sounds and the tones to take us even deeper. If I feel inclined and we need to go even deeper, then I have my tongue drum and I'll play that, and we'll just see how that goes. But I want you all to really just focus on loving yourself, releasing yourself, going into a place of pure peace and bliss where everything can be forgiven. Whatever we've done in our past, just release it, let it go. And once we do that, at the end of the meditation, I'm going to start bringing us into a very positive light of unconditional unconditionally love of not just forgiveness, but moving forward and moving into an abundant, prosperous space. And the abundance and prosperity is not always financial. It's sometimes receiving love, it's receiving forgiveness, it's receiving life, it's receiving happiness, it's receiving joy from all the aspects that are in our lives. So as we pull that in, the prosperity of love, the prosperity and abundance of joy we're going to bring into our lives and make ourselves really feel good. So at that point, I want you all to just let yourselves free. Meditation, if you guys online don't understand, meditation is about just allowing yourself to go into that space of pure emptiness. And once you go into the space of pure emptiness, you're able to open up to your true self. And once we tap into that true self, we can start to peel back layers that have covered us up from our conscious learning, which is the ego. And so we want to strip the ego down. Meditation is all about stripping the ego down and giving the ego a new identity or a new job, because the ego always wants to have control, but the ego can have control in a good sense also. So that's what we're going to work on. Anybody got any questions about unconditional love or anything they want to add, or they want to tap into anything that needs to be released or forgiven, forgiveness of ourselves or forgiveness of others? If anybody has anything they want to ask or talk about, go ahead and do so, and I'll be glad to add that into the meditation.
You hit everything on the nail, so.
Okay. Yep. And see, one benefit of unconditional love of yourself opens you up to shine your light very bright, and you can receive and attract things to you. Even for moving forward, able to let things go that are in your past, you can just release them. And when you unconditionally love yourself, and that way you love yourself enough to understand that this was a specific lesson that is now going to turn into a blessing. And once we turn the lesson into a blessing, then we can actually see a more influential light that we actually are, and the influential light that leads us down the path that we're supposed to go.
Like, I feel like I've forgiven those who have made wrong to me in my life, and I also feel, throughout the years I've forgiven myself, but I don't think I ever start loving myself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's the huge gap.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it, is the unconditionally loving yourself. Once you forgive yourself, then that's fine, but then if there's still a little bit of judgment there, or just, that unconditional love is not there, then we still kind of stay in an unbalanced state. So I want everybody just to, almost as if you're giving yourself a huge hug, and you're getting a hug from the universe and the Most High. So I want you to feel the loving energy come into you all. If anybody online has some candles or incense, you all can burn those. Just kind of set your mood and get you in a good space. And what I'm gonna do now is kind of do a little check with the sound and make sure that my people online can hear okay, and let me know if my voice is okay, or if the music is too loud, or we'll make adjustments. So you guys just please let me know.
That's one thing I find pretty challenging, is forgiveness.
Yeah, we
For
all
me.
find that. Yeah, forgiveness is something that has to be.
It's very tough for me.
Yeah, it definitely has to be practiced, because it's something that is definitely inside of us that we're geared to survive versus to ultimately love. And that's what the ego is for. It's for us to survive. We ask for the ego as human